In this video, we got another episode of this series where I rate and improve your guys' teams. You guys will send me your team on Twitter at EvanTanaka1010. I'll give you guys my best rating 1 through 10, could be a 6, a 7, an 8, or a 9, and give you guys my best suggestions to help improve your team. If you guys want to comment your team down below on the YouTube video, let me know what your team's looking like, and let me know how much MT you guys do have, and I'll give you guys my best rating and suggestion in the comment section down below as well. But yeah, guys, talking about the first team here coming in from Hype, he's no money spent, has 222k MT, and he's open to any suggestions. So looking at his squad, he's got a very good starting lineup. The bench is still a very good, it's a very good, well-rounded budget team, I would say. For your center position, you could probably upgrade to a guy like Blake if you wanted to spend all your MT on one position, but that's probably not the smartest thing to do. So what I would say is probably keep your starting lineup the exact same, and then off your bench, it's hard because like your team is very well-rounded budget-wise, and there's not many upgrades I can suggest unless they're going to be, more expensive. So I would say maybe just get Blake Griffin as your starting center and move Banchero to your backup center, because other than that, there's not too many suggestions I can give you because you have a very well-rounded budget team. So that's what I would say. Spend that MT, go ahead and get Blake Griffin. I still think he's the best center in the game, and then move Banchero to the backup center. For your team rating, I mean, this is a solid probably 8, 8.5 out of 10 before you do add Blake Griffin into that lineup. Next team here comes in from Calis, got 865,000 MT. Steve Kerr is his coach, and he's 1 trophy case card away from getting D-Rose, and he's 2 away from Jermaine O'Neal. He has their centerpieces and token player trophies. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I'm just going to assume his backup point guard is going to be Russ. So your point guards are Russ. Is going to be Rose. So your point guards are definitely good. Your shooting guards are solid. Your small forwards are solid. I mean, another very well-rounded team. Once again, if you want to go more budget, I would get a guy like Banchero to play over Joakim Noah. If you want to go a little bit more expensive, you can get a guy like Blake Griffin, and I think he's going to be a lot better than Joakim Noah. If you want to get a better backup small forward, I think AK or Jeremy Shohan is both better than Nicholas Batum. And once again, like I said, get that better backup point guard in Derrick Rose. And even I like Jason Richardson more than Victor Oladipo. So if you want to maybe upgrade from Victor to Jason Richardson, you could definitely do that as well. But once again, a very good team. Rating out of 10, another 8 to 8.5 before you do make the suggestions I suggested. But coming in, I'm not doing a ranking video, but yeah, third team here coming in from LaRob. He's got 375,000 MT to work with, or LaRobathon. He's got 375,000 MT to work with. Another very good squad, man. I feel like at this point in the year, like everybody's just got very good teams. Like this is probably a 9.5, probably a 9.5. Like this is one of the best teams you can make. My only suggestion would probably be upgrade that backup power forward, whether you want to grind for Shawn Kemp, which I probably would recommend doing. If you still have a lot of stuff to grind in the game, go after Kemp. If you want to buy a card, I mean, you can maybe get, I'm trying to think of power forwards you can buy. I know there's James Worthy, but you went for Derrick Rose, so you're probably not going for Worthy. So yeah, I would say just grind for Shawn Kemp. That's really my only suggestion. I mean, your team is very good, probably a 9.5 out of 10. I would just grind for Shawn Kemp, put him at the starting power forward, and then have Zion coming off the bench. Next team here coming in from Prime. Another very good team, man. Like all these teams are super elite. Very good starting lineup, has a very decent bench. Like my only suggestion would probably be get Chris Bosh in the lineup somewhere. Like I would get rid of Banchero, move Zion to the backup 4, and then have Bosh as your backup 5, and then maybe get like a guy like Jason Richardson, or maybe a guy like, if you have Iguodala, which you probably don't see him on the bench. So yeah, maybe go after a Pink Diamond MJ, maybe go after a Tatum. Like if you wanted to, Tatum could play over AK off the bench. You could run the Tatum and Jaylen Brown duo, like something like that. Like let's say you get Jordan and Tatum, then you can have Jordan starting shooting guard with Pippen, and then you can have Jaylen Brown and Tatum off the bench. That's obviously if you want to spend a lot of MT. But my main suggestion would probably be get Chris Bosh or grind for Shawn Kemp. If you'd rather just spend the MT, move Zion to the 4, and then get Chris Bosh as your backup 5. If you want to, grind for cards, maybe go for Kemp and put him at that backup 4 over a guy like Banchero. But obviously a very good team, another 9.5 out of 10. Next squad here comes in from Brody. He's got 625,000 MT for his MT count. Another like a very solid team. I mean, your bench is a little bit weaker. I'd keep your starting lineup the same. This team probably like an 8.5 out of 10, a very good starting lineup. Jimmy Butler, I think if you have that much MT, we can definitely make a lot of upgrades to the backup shooting guard. Whether you want to go Jason Richardson, you want to go Zach LaVine, you want to go Victor Oladipo, you want to go Diamond MJ, I think all of those guys are really good options at the shooting guard. They can play over Danny Green and then have Danny Green as your backup shooting guard. I like your small forwards. Power forwards are definitely solid. I would just upgrade that backup center position. Whether you want to spend a lot of MT and go ahead and get yourself Blake Griffin, who I think is the best center in the game, or a guy like Chris Bosh, you definitely can do so. If you want to save some MT, you can move Banchero to the backup 5, and then you can maybe get a guy like AK-47 to play your starting power forward, or even using token market Giannis is still going to be a very, very good power forward in this game. So yeah, maybe grind for Shawn Kemp as well. Shawn Kemp could definitely play over Banchero and over Robert Horry, both better than those guys. He'd be your best power forward. He's probably the best power forward in the game. So if you guys want to, I would definitely recommend grinding for Shawn Kemp. Next team here comes in from Griffin. He's got 250,000 MT. Starting lineup is decent. I think the bench is mainly where we're going to work on. I would say this squad probably like a 7 to 7.5 out of 10. Like I said, starting lineup we're not really going to touch. I would say move Banchero to your backup 5 and then move Giannis to your starting 4, or get Robert Horry. I think you're definitely going to need him at your power forward spot, whether you want to start him over Giannis or you want to have Giannis starting over him. Doesn't really matter, but your centers, Jermaine O'Neal and Banchero. Your power forwards, Robert Horry and Giannis. Your small forwards, I would go Kirilenko and probably Batum, or like Kirilenko, you're starting small forward, and then off the bench, you can either go Batum or you can go Jeremy Shohan. Both going to be a lot better than Kawhi Leonard. Shooting guard, I mean, you can make a decent upgrade to a guy like Jay Rich or a guy like Victor Oladipo or Zach LaVine. I think if you want to go more budgety, you can go OJ Abaji or you can go Danny Green. I would definitely recommend Danny Green. And then for your backup point guard, I'd probably just go with a guy like Jaden Ivey. Really good budget point guard. So your bench could look something like, you know, Ivy, Danny Green. You can maybe start Danny Green and have MJ off the bench, but let's say Danny Green, Nicholas Batum, Giannis, and Banchero. I think that's a very good bench and a lot better than what you have right now. So yeah, those are gonna be my best suggestions for your squad. Next team here comes in from Hamza. He's got 270,000 MT and he's one piece away from Westbrook. So I'm just gonna assume his backup point guard is gonna be Russ. And then he's got another very, very good team. I mean, not too many suggestions I can give for this team. Probably an 8.5, maybe a 9 out of 10 looking squad. I would say once again, grind for Shawn Kemp. He can play over Banchero and he can play over Zion. I think your centers are perfectly fine. I think your small forwards are perfectly fine. Same thing with shooting guard. And then once you get your point guards, you'll be perfectly fine there. So I think power forward is where you could upgrade. Like I said, whether you want to go out and get a, you know, maybe grind for Worthy, or you know, you're going for Westbrook. So maybe go for Worthy after Westbrook, because I don't think you're going in the same division. Or is Russ and Sabonis in the same division? I don't really know, but maybe go for Worthy. I'm just saying, try to upgrade your power forward position, whether you want to upgrade to Pink Diamond Zion, whether you want to grind for Shawn Kemp. There's a bunch of different things you can do, but overall, a very good looking squad. Last team here, guys, comes in from Connor. He's got about 600,000 MT. He's not sure if he wants to dump it all now or just wait for better cards. I mean, that's really up to you. I think there could be some small upgrades you can make right now with your lineup. Lineup right now is probably like a 7.5 to 8 out of 10. A very good starting lineup, I will say. Bench is a little bit weaker, but still definitely solid. The only position I'm kind of saying you definitely need to upgrade to is going to be that backup shooting guard position. Now, I think you probably want to spend a decent amount of MT on this one position, whether you want to go get yourself a, you know, Diamond J Rich, like I've recommended, Diamond J Rich, Diamond LaVine, Diamond MJ, Diamond Victor Oladipo. One of those guys can be your starting shooting guard, and then you can have Danny Green off the bench. And then other than that, I mean, your team's perfectly fine. I would just hold, like you said, you're not sure if you want to dump it all now. I would probably just wait for some better cards to come out, get yourself a J Rich, get yourself one of those guys, and then have Danny Green off the bench. And then your team will still be a lot better, because I feel like, you know, Jamal Crawford really isn't the best. So if you can upgrade that shooting guard position, I think your team will be a decent amount better. But hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like and sub down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.